Come on. Command has been given. Crank him up.
Let's go. When I say I don't know, I don't know.
Let's go, baby.
Now, the morning drive.
Buckle up, everybody.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
It's a game changer.
I listen to you guys every single day on my way to work.
Well, again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on the radio.
You guys are amazing.
What are you doing over there?
I'm going to the top.
The morning drive with Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone.
To the bat balls.
Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 live and on the air for this Thursday, April 27th, 2023. Mike Bagley here in Del Mar Villas, Studio 1D. We've got Pistol Pete Pistone in the Faison Palace in Chicago. We've got Sammy and Davey in Studio 134, and a lot of other friends are sliding in as well here in the Beltway Bureau in our nation's capital. We welcome each and every one of you to this Thursday morning, and happy Friday Eve to you, Triple P.
Good morning, Bagman. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday Eve to one and all. Maybe we should take roll call later. We have so many people coming through the studio here this morning.
Yes.
As we get ready to embark on a Friday Eve here, get a little closer to the racing at the Monster Mile at Dover on a day here in Chicago, at least, where it's going to be 67 degrees. So as soon as we get off the airwaves, I need to bask in the sunshine because we have not had that for a while around here, around these parts, Baggy.
I hate it for you. I hope that turns itself into something more of a positive situation soon, and we can get back to enjoying spring. Remember yesterday, I told you Karen Rogers, Channel 6, had tweeted out the forecast. Well, she tweeted out another one. Well, the forecast has changed in the last 24 hours.
A lot.
Karen actually sent me a tweet here a little bit ago.
She did.
And the tweet starts from Karen by saying, "We've been thinking of you, and sorry this looks like it's going to be rather wet." All right, stop right there.
Right there. Hang on. Hold on, Karen.
Right
Karen, hang on.
Karen.
Karen.
We've got, we're going to have to be patient this weekend here in the mid-Atlantic region. So just everybody pack patience when you pack everything else, and we'll all get through this at some point. But it's going to be, we're basically in the middle of two low pressure systems that are going to roll through. One's going to roll through Friday into Saturday. The other's going to start Sunday, go into Monday. And we're going to be right in the middle. The question is, we don't know in the middle what we're going to have. Will we have enough dryness for us to do what we need to do? Or are we going to be, they're calling for that, it's going to be in between, they're calling for a drizzle. So we know what that is, those, heavy mist type days that we've had before. So let's just hope that we're going to be able to get matters sorted out here. But thank you, Karen, for following up. Thank you for thinking of us. And don't tweet back till you got better news.
Yeah. Well, let's keep positive thoughts. Let's be optimistic, but also leave poor Bob Pockrass alone. Dover does not have lights.
Does not have lights.
Just leave Bob alone. Dover does not have lights. So we'll see what we get. Listen, you and I, you know as well as I do, we've had 100% chance of rain, and we were able to get races in over the years. So you never know. You never know.
But
we will think
the key
positively.
is be patient.
Yeah.
And if we'll deal with whoever comes out. Well, we have no choice. I mean, it's not like that's going to stop. I mean, we can't protest that. So
no,
we're just in a go with the flow type situation. So there are options. There are options to keep yourself squared away and entertained while we wait for Mother Nature to do whatever she is going to or not going to do over the course of the next 5 days or so.
So I had something yesterday happen to me that it hasn't happened in a long time. I'm curious if you guys have had what happened to me happen. I was over I did some errands in the afternoon, got done with all my work. One of the stops was Binny's Beverage Depot, because, of course, if they don't have it at Binny's, it ain't worth drinking. I had to get a few things here, get a bottle of champagne. Wanted to get a little bubbly for a celebration, which I'll get to in a bit here. So I come out, and there's a white van next to my car. And the white van was not next to the car when I parked.
All right.
And I had a little box. I only had like 4 or 5 things. They put in a box for me, so I put it in the back, and the guy goes, "Hey, how you doing?" I go, "I'm good." He goes, "Are you in the market for some speakers?" I said,
the old hot speaker sale.
I said, 1984 called, and here you are. I mean, I haven't had that. And then he goes, "How about a coat for your wife?" So, boys, he opens up. I swear, this took me back to the 80s. The guy opens up the back. This is in a parking lot, pretty wide open parking lot. lots of traffic, people coming in. There's a Trader Joe's there. He opens up the back of his van. He has all these giant stereo speakers that nobody has anymore, I didn't think. And this, like...
Yeah, because he stole them all.
This
Yeah,
record...
were the serial number scratched off?
I don't know. I didn't want to get
What
that
do you
close.
have? What do you have?
I thought he was going to shove me in the van and then take me away.
Excuse me, are you a size 12?
So I'm like, I appreciate the offer. I really don't need any stereo. So how about look at these beautiful coats. Look at these coats. You don't get quality like this. Look at this. And he had like fur coats and leather coats. So I nicely got out of it and drove away. But that hasn't. I mean, that used to happen kind of frequently in a certain era of time. But 2023, a guy's got hot speakers and coats out of the back of his van. Sheesh.
What do you have? What do you have?
That's so fun. I just driving. I'm like, did that just happen? Was he? You think he was
And
after
it's in
something
a white
else?
van. I mean, it's like
white
it's not
van.
even in a U-Haul. It's in a white van. So, hey, you need some speakers? All right, white van speaker. Nah, you know what? I'm good. Hey, brother, have a good day. I'll talk to you later on.
What
and then got off that property as soon as I could.
So I drove around, and as I was leaving, I just turned. I looked in the rearview mirror. Sure enough, the next guy that came out to his car, I saw him yakking him up too.
What do you
Same thing.
have? What do you have? I'm surprised you allowed it even to get to the point to where he opened the back of the van for you.
Wouldn't even talk
I would
to
have
the
not
guy.
let it get that far.
Well, see, but I agree. But what happened? I had to open up the hatch of the edge, and he was right next to me, so it was like I had nowhere to go. I was sort of like,
Excuse me, sir,
boxed
can you
in.
close your door so I can leave, please?
It was like that. I was boxed in. I was like in the middle of Talladega. I had nowhere to go.
Can't
No
leave
help
without
to
a
get-
jacket, Pete.
Well, why don't you just do what Ross Chastain did? There was a hole open. Just slide it into the middle right there. And then get blamed by everybody else for stuff. Not your fault.
Yeah, I don't need
Don't
that.
tell
heat.
Trotta that you did that.
yeah, it
I
wasn't
did,
a
I
hole.
did. Wait till I tell Danielle. What are you doing? There was no hole there. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting, and I don't know. Should I have called the authorities? I mean, I don't know.
Don't
No.
be a
You don't want to
narc.
be the snitch.
Yeah, don't be a narc.
Well,
yeah. You
what
don't
do I-
wanna-
well,
You
you already
you
had.
know what? Just you know what? Just you don't have to do anything. Just leave. That's all you have to do is just get away
Well,
from
I'm
it
sure-
and just don't deal with it.
It's free to mind your business, Pete.
We already had one Karen story this morning with the weather. We did another one. Is that what you're saying?
And you would have been a Karen. And then next thing you know, they're
And
stalking
then-
the house. They're
Okay.
And the next day, I read in the paper a 18-year-old girl was abducted in the parking lot of Binny's Beverage Depot by a white van, and I didn't do anything. How do you feel now?
okay. That's taking on too much guilt. So
Yeah.
you just need to turn that down. I mean, that's
I had myself a slightly possible Karen moment yesterday.
Is this
Slightly
a
possible?
callus?
No, it doesn't have to be a callus, but it's
It's a
basically
Can't
Karen.
be
It's a
if you
Karen.
want to
the Harris Teeter that I go to. The folks at the deli they're nice people. There's typically just one of them working, and they don't move very quick, which I get it. You know,
It's a grim set of circumstances you're painting for us to start with.
I understand. Like, trust me, I get it. It's not. You're not going to go. I don't expect these people to be running around cutting, slicing my deli meat and stuff like that. But whenever I go there, it's the first thing I do. I go to the deli, ask for the meat because it inevitably will take 15 minutes for it to get cut. I do all my other grocery shopping, then go back for it.
Oh, you can do that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
We
if
have to stand by us. We have to take the number and stand there.
I
We're screwed.
tell them I'm going to be back, and then and if they say no, I'll be like, I'll just leave it up on the counter. No one's going to. If someone takes my $17, which by the way is ridiculous, for a pound
turkey?
of honey turkey,
Damn.
yeah, PD.
It's out of control. Yeah.
That's gold-plated turkey there, son.
It's
What are you
pretty
eating?
expensive. But so I go up there yesterday, and there is the lady who works at the deli, she's handling the rotisseries because they got a lot of rotisserie chickens. There's another woman who they have this woman float between cutting at the deli, and then they also have like a sub sandwich place that she makes subs at too. She like moonlights and hops back and forth between there. Then there's the third girl who literally she's just back there all the time but doesn't do anything. And I know this because I get deli meat from them all the time. All three of them just having a conversation yesterday. I probably waited over 5 minutes for one of them to turn around and say, and then the woman who was the moonlighter, she turns around and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What can I get for you?" And so I wasn't that upset about it. But at what point do I sit there and I'm like, Hello? Like, anybody want to help me here? Like, I kept the worst part about it was the younger girl who does nothing all the time. I made eye contact with this girl probably 5 times and was like, I'm literally standing here. I'm doing my, like, passive-aggressive, like, walking around, kind of like looking at the sky and stuff. And the worst part about it is there's a kid behind me in the cart with his dad looking at the air conditioning ducts. Dad, what's those pipes for? What's those pipes for? Dad, what are the pipes for? Dad, what are the pipes for? And at one point I kind of turned around and I looked at him, and the dad realized that he was completely ignoring the kid, but that the child was still talking. It was like, oh, they're for the air conditioning junctures or whatever. And the kid's like, what's an air conditioning junction? I was like, oh my God, dude. And this is birth control for me right here. And so I'm sitting here. Sitting here listening to this kid, and it was one of those where, like, clearly the dad, it's a young toddler, so the dad's like ignoring the kid, because I understand, like, you're used to it. Petey, you probably did this. Mia, at some point when she was a kid, she'd be talking, and at some point you probably just aren't listening to her, and just, honey,
Sure,
definitely.
honey, right.
That's what this guy was doing, but after I kind of turned back and looked at him, he realized, he was like, oh, I should probably have my son stop asking me what these pipes are for. So anyway, I don't know. Should I have said something to the ladies to be like, hey, you gonna help me out here? Like, what do you do at that point?
Yes.
IBM presents You Make the Call.
Because I don't want someone to be like, what are you doing? Be nice to it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a jerk.
2 minutes, you say, hello, I would like to make an order here. That's me, Mike. How long would he waited 5? I'd have waited 2, maybe.
That's about what I would have done. But it's funny you bring this up, because I've had some service-related issues lately where I have had to step back and be like, okay, is it me or is it them? And
or is it Memorex?
What it boils down to, we are paying more for less.
Right.
Because what all the service industry things that we had, and this goes back pre-COVID, we were doing our thing. It's like you go, you buy something, you get it. Not a lot of muss and fuss. And if there was muss and fuss, then at least you're not paying more for it. But now it seems like there's more BS to tolerate, where you go, you order something, you go to a drive-thru, you go to a grocery store, you go get your deli meats cut, and then it's like, okay, what are we doing here? I mean, I'm here, I want to check out, but you're over here gossiping about Mary Jane, who, by the way, must be a horrible individual because the tea is flowing. And
the one lady was eating too. She was eating food like
behind the counter.
Yes, not at the counter, but like in the back, like where you're putting stuff on. She's like eating lunch.
But we can't say anything, because if we do, then we're a bunch of a-holes.
Exactly.
For mentioning something, for bringing something up. But it's like, I don't think it's an unreasonable request. No. Don't eat where you're cutting my deli meat. I'm just saying. It's like, we have to accept more and accept more and accept more and accept more. I would have spoken up.
I was a little worried.
Because that's unsanitary.
I was a little worried that, because I left to go back to get it, that she would have maybe, weighed it in at £1.25 like I asked for, then taken a little off the top for herself for a little bit later, and I would have been charged for it. I was a little worried about that.
A little thumb on the scale. So when we get done with the book, Good Afternoon, Everyone, we'll write the sequel, Don't Eat Where You Cut My Deli Meat, the Mike Bagley story.
Well, but I mean, it's like we stayed at this hotel last year, and the lady that was in the little breakfast nook where you get the eggs and all that stuff ready had a dog in there with her. A guest had brought a dog down, and the dog was roaming wild and free. Well, the dog decided to camp out where the lady was whipping up the eggs. I would rather not have a pet in that close proximity to my breakfast meats, please.
Yes.
It's like, is that too much to ask?
No, keep your Shih Tzu out of my bacon. That's not that big of a request.
It was a pit. It was a pit mix, trotting around all over the place. Friendly.
Well, a little more
but listen,
hypoallergenic.
we'll have fun later. I'm trying to eat. You don't need to be in the middle of this right now.
Someone tweeted at me and said, just very loudly say doorbell to get their attention.
Doorbell?
Doorbell! Doorbell! Like, what do you know?
There she is. She's actually going back to cut you some more turkey.
See, I like the system we have. You take the number, you wait for the number to be called, they cut it right in front of you, you're done. You know what I mean? That's all.
Now, what I would have done, because it would have been my personality to do that, after about a minute, I'd be like, hello, ladies, and gave one of those to kind of like,
well, that's true.
Over here. Hey, over here.
You can get away with that,
let's
though.
go.
The frustrating thing is they know, like, I'm there. We are very much so, because I live across the street from the grocery store. I go to the grocery store probably 3 times a week, just because I don't Yeah, I shop
Really?
for like 2 days at a time. It's
Really?
yeah, because again, I don't need to.
Everything stays fresh.
Yeah, I don't need to pick up a whole. I don't live. I understand people that live 20 minutes from a grocery store. You're not going to go make 3 runs there every single time. It's a 2-minute walk for me. And so these people know me too. Like they see my face all the time. The lady who scans my items, like we have a nice rapport. We chit chat and stuff like that. She's got a son. She knows me and Tori. Like we go back and forth. And it's like, you see me here every day, like, you know what I'm doing. I think I'm going to have to start being a little more stern with them. Not stern, but just like, hey, guys, can you help me out here? You know?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's that outrageous that you're asking 3 people behind the deli counter to help you.
It's
That's
not,
you
but
know.
just in this time, like, I'm not trying to appear as I am abusing workers who are probably, the lady who's back there by herself running the rotisserie chickens is normally doing it by herself. So I'm not trying to give this woman who's running the whole deli counter a hard time for not being there, post haste when I need her to. I'm just not trying to come off like a jerk. I get it. I get it. I don't know what she's got going on behind the scenes that's causing her to not pay attention to me. So I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I'm running out of benefits to give at this point.
This is why I love curbside pickup.
Thank you, Pebbles. Well, I did I ordered Buddy's dog food yesterday at Petco, had it all ordered, walked right in, right there on the shelf. How you doing? I'm picking it up. Show the ID. See ya. Done. Was like in there
No,
for
I'm
the
talking
door.
about bring it out to the car.
Oh,
I don't
well.
even want to go in.
What if they
my
give you the wrong
God.
stuff then at that point? Then you got to go deal with all that. Oh, I substituted your chicken with
Well, that was getting out of
livers.
hand.
Like, what?
Yeah, that was getting out of hand. Oh, we're out of this, but we substituted that. Who told you to substitute that? I don't want
Okay,
that.
well, when you order online, you can tell them not to substitute it. We'll deal with that. We'll see what's going on then. But what I'm saying is that I just like not sometimes having to deal with even the potential strife that comes from a service issue, because then it turns into a thing. Then you get all ticked off, and then just rough.
Sammy's like Shelly with the benefit of the doubt. She gives everybody the benefit of the doubt, except me.
I do up to a certain point, and then it's like all bets are off. Let's go.
I'm
you don't know what's
trying-
going on with that person. They might have had a bad day. Well, okay, well, I'm having a bad day because I'm waiting for my turkey.
I'm trying to be like more aware of that kind of stuff and not let little things. Because again, I waited 5 minutes for turkey.
I know.
In the
You're
grand
right.
scheme of things,
You're
it
right.
ain't that big of a deal. I should be thankful that I'm allowed to go to a place where I can buy $20 pound.
And that's out of control.
Okay.
That's out of control. My God.
Sammy, just time out there, think and grow rich. Okay, it's like, listen,
Perspective
that has
back,
its
man.
boundaries. It has its boundaries. I give it a little bit, but at some point, it's like, okay, listen.
You could be the turkey,
look,
Mike. Think about that.
Well,
Well, you'd be more than $20 a pound. I can tell you that. Come on.
Jeez, good God.
here's what it boils down to: do what you're supposed to do. We don't have these issues. All right, just do what you're supposed to do. Talk later.
If you could be any kind of turkey, what kind of turkey would you be, Mike?
Honey oven roasted.
Really? Honey oven roasted. Yeah.
Honey oven roasted.
I sort of like it when Shelly buys the sliced smoked turkey. It's actually pretty good.
Make me an OG
I actually like
butterball.
black pepper turkey.
Pepper
Black
crusted
pepper
is very
turkey is the
good.
bomb.
Yeah.
Pepper crust?
Yes.
I got some of that the other day.
I might have to
Nice.
give that a try.
Nice.
Maybe that'll
Well, you may
speed
wait.
'em up.
It'll take you 2 hours to get it. Sounds like.
Easy, Nudie.
Just don't eat when you slice my deli meat.
Coming up, bottom of the hour, headline check number 1. Coming up at 8:50 this morning, we'll have the calendar for you. Dustin Long of NBC Sports will join us at 9. Jeremy Clements, our good friend from the NASCAR Xfinity Series, will stop by at 9:30 a.m. in the East. We're going to take your telephone calls this morning at 866-PIT Lane, and also your tweets at SiriusXM NASCAR, hashtag TMD NASCAR. Don't eat where you're cutting my deli meat.
No, keep your Shih Tzu out of my bacon. That's not
right.
that
I know
big of
you
a
were
request.
there.